Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's hard level difficulty puzzle, and it's called Befuddlement by Oddly Even. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, column, and box. We have dynamic fog, where the grid is covered in fog. Placing a correct digit will remove the frog from its cell and possibly other cells in the grid. I like this type of fog because it sort of gives you the dopamine hit every time you get a digit correct. We also have doublers, where one cell in each row, column, and box is a doubler. The value of a doubler cell is equal to twice its digit. So each of the digits 1 through 9 appears in a doubler cell. So there are no repeats in doubler cells, but if, say, this was a doubler cell here, and it was, say, a 6, this would have a value of 12 here. So that's an example of how doubler cells work. We also have uniqueness, where on each of the constraints below, so the constraints are going to be all of these rules, values do not repeat anywhere in the puzzle. For example, if there is a 2 on a parity line, 2 or double 1 cannot appear anywhere else on a parity line. But double 2 could because it has a value of 4. So again, values on all the constraints are unique. There are no repeats of values on any of the constraints. So, what are the constraints? We have whispers, where adjacent values on a thin green line differ by at least 5. So, for example, if this were, say, a value of 12, say it was the double 6, then the digits here would have to be 7 or less. Or you could have the values would have to be 7 or less because those are the values that are 5 or more away from 12. And that's an example of how whispers work. And again, remember, values are unique across all constraints. Values are unique across a single constraint. So keep that in mind. We also have Renban, but we can't see it. But say on a pink, values on a thick purple line, okay, he uses purple, form a set of consecutive numbers with no repeats. Okay, so that there you're going to have a unique value because values cannot repeat on a Renban line. But say this was a Renban line here. It could be possibly you could have something like, I don't know, double 5, you could have 7, 9, 6, and 8. And this would be a valid Renban because you have the values 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and that's consecutive. And that forms a set of consecutive numbers with no repeats. That's an example of how Renban works. We have parity, where adjacent values on a hollow red line must alternate between odd and even. So for example, say we had a 3 here. This would have to have a value that's even in the next cell that's adjacent to it, or any cells that are adjacent to it. So this could be it could be double 1, 2, 4, 6, basically the values of even digits. And that's an example of how parity works. A value on an orange circle must be greater than 5. So if this is an orange circle, it must have a value greater than 5. And a value on a blue square must be lower than 5. So say this was a blue square, then it would have to have a value less than 5. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so German whisper line. Nope, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cells here. And we know the values are unique. So the values are unique along all the entire German whisper line. And there's 12 cells. That means 3 of the cells have to be greater than 9. So 3 of the cells must be doubled. So one of these is going to be doubled. One of these 5 is going to be doubled. And one of these 3 is going to be doubled. That means you have the values. You have to have a 5 too. So 5 has to be next to one of the doubled values. You have to have so you have 3 doubled values, all of which must be 5 or greater. You have the digits 1 through 4. You have 5. The digits 1 through 9 once. You have 3 doubled values. So the rest of those boxes cannot have doubled values. What do I mark it as? Pink? I don't know. So none of these can have doubled values here. There has to be 1 through 4, and you have a 5. It's 12 again. So one of these 3 is going to be doubled in value. One of these 4 is doubled in value. One of these is going to be doubled in value. You do not necessarily alternate between odds and evens on this German whisper line. You could do that in normal Sudoku, but since we have doublers and values, that will preclude the odds and evens. So you can't just basically randomly choose one cell and say this is odd and this is even. We know the doubler must contain a digit from 5 through 9 in each of those cells, because otherwise you're not going to have a unique values across all 12 cells. You need a 5. And so where is the 5 on this German whisper line? There has to be a 5. It cannot... 5 must be next to either one single digit, which is doubled, or it's next to 2 doublers. So 5 cannot be here because it's not next to 2 doublers. 5 would be next to 3 digits here, so it can't be here. 5 is next to 2 unique digits, and neither of them can... Only one of them can be doubled. So if, again, 5 can't be here because it's next to 2 digits on the German whisper line, only one of which can be doubled. Same with this, same with here. Same with... This is next to 3 unique digits on a German whisper line, so it can't even be 5. 5 can't be next to 2 double digits here. 5 can't be next to 2 double digits here. 5 can't be next to 2 double digits here, nor here, nor here, nor here, nor here. Because these cannot both be doubled. Therefore, this is a 5, and this must be doubled. So this is doubled, which means this cannot be doubled. I guess we could use blue, because we're not going to be doing highs and lows. So this is doubled. It must be 6, 7, 8, 9 doubled, which also means none of these can be doubled. So these cannot be doubled, which means one of these two is doubled. So this cannot be doubled here in the rest of the column. So the doubled one is one of these two. So we have 5. These could be any digits, though. So these are non-doubled. One of these is doubled. And one of these is doubled. Okay, so these squares have to have a value, must be lower than 5. So this must be 1 through 4. This is 1 through 4. This cannot be the doubled then. So this is doubled here. Which means that, and this is not doubled. So this can't be doubled in row 7. This is doubled. This is a low digit. It must be next to... Okay, so we do actually want to use highs and lows. None of these are doubled. This is a low digit. This is going to be a double digit. This is a low digit also. The low digit is going to mix to a high digit, guaranteed, because this is not doubled. So this must be 6 through 9, and this is doubled. So this is 6 through 9 also. So this has to be next to a high. I guess this could be doubled too. This is doubled. This is low. This has to be high. This is low. This is high. And this is low. Okay. So these are the values 1 through 4. So none of them can be doubled. So we have 1 through 4, 1 through 4. Oh, that's a good question. Where is the 4 then? I guess the 4 could be here. So the rest of the values have to be 6 through 9. And 6 itself cannot be in between two unique digits. So this cannot be 6. This can't be 6. This could be, well, So where is the 6 as a value? The 6 as a value has to be one of these 3. Because this would be in between two unique values. 1 and 2 at least. So it can't be 6. Same here. This can't be 6 in value, so 6 has to be one of these 3. Can this be 6? No. So the 6 in value has to be one of these 2. Therefore, the 6 has to be one of these 2. So one of this has to be 1 then, guaranteed, right? 6 cannot be here in value, because that would be between 1 and 2 at minimum. And 6 can never be next to 1 and 2 in value. Or 2 in value specifically. Same here. This is 1 and 2 minimum. So 6 cannot be between there in value. 6 cannot be here, because this is a value of 7, 8, and 9, and that's not 5 away from that. So 6 must be one of these 2, which means this can't be 6. So one of these is 6. That means this must be guaranteed to be 1. So this is 1. This has to be the doubled value. Because if this is 6, that's a doubled value. If this is 6, that's a doubled value. So this is doubled value, which means this can't be doubled value. This is not doubled in value. One of these 3 is doubled in value. So 6 is one of these 2. This must be 7, 8, or 9 doubled in value. Um, the other digit must be 6, 7, 8, 9 also. The 6 doubled in value. I guess this could be a 5, technically. That could be a 5. This is not a 5. Okay, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9 in value, right? Because these cannot be... This is a high. Hmm. So we have Renban here and here. And then here. That's 4 digits. 4 digits here, 3 digits here. 3 digits here, that's 10. But does that tell us anything? Not particularly. Oh, this can't be... That can't be the doubler. None of these can... This can't be doubler. These can't be doubler. This could be doubler, though. This could be doubler also. Okay, where is the 4? So this can't be 1 remaining on the German whisper line because we can't have a value of 1. So we have 2, 3, and 4. So 4 is either here. It cannot be here because that would be between 2 unique digits, 8 and 9 at most. And therefore 4 can't be between... 4 can't be next to the 8. And you're guaranteed an 8 in one of these. So 4 is either here or 4 is here. So, because 4 is here or 4 is here, 9 has to be one of these 2 digits, which means this cannot be 9 doubled. So this can't be 9 doubled either. 4 could be next either of those. What does that tell us? I'm not really sure. 5 cannot be here in box 7. 5 must be one of these 3 cells. Where is 5 in row 9? Can't be here because of the German whisper rule. Can't be here because of the 5 in the box. So it must be one of these 3 cells. Okay, but it's not guaranteed to be on the Renban. These are 4 digits. We don't have a really restricted there. You know you can't have the digits 6, 7, 8, 9, but you could have double values. So that isn't restricting anything there. Okay. This seems pretty broad still. If this is if this is the 6, obviously this can't be 5 doubled. because 10 is not 5 away from 6. Oh, neither of these can be 9 here, because we're guaranteed one of these is a 9. Interesting. Okay, so say this was the 4. If this was 4, this is guaranteed to be 9. This cannot be the 5 doubled. It could be the 5 doubled. What am I talking about? 4 and 10 is possible. Doesn't help much. Right, so what are the possibilities, I guess, is the question, right? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on Ren bands. So we know one of them's doubled at least. Yeah, but it could be any of them. Actually, one of these is guaranteed to be doubled, so none of these necessarily has to be doubled here. I don't think that's helpful. Let's look at the German whisper line. So if this is 3, that must mean this is an 8, 9 pair, which means this can't be 8 or 9. This is 6 or 7. 6 or 7 is not going to be next to a 5 doubled. Actually, hold up. This can never be 5 doubled. Oh, no, it could be. Never mind. If this is... No, this can never be 5 doubled. If this is 5 doubled, that is not 5 or 5 or more away from 6, which is the lowest digit here. So this cannot be 5 doubled. It's 6, 7, 8 doubled. So 5 actually cannot be here, doubled. This is 6, 7, or 8. The one doubled value has to be, that we are guaranteed, has to be greater than, has to be 5 doubled. But we don't have any additional information there. Oh, it's on a Ren band. We do have additional information then. Doesn't that almost mean that it has to be 5 doubled? You can only... So this is 4 Renband cells, 3 Renband cells, 3 Renband cells. Part of the problem here is only one can be doubled here. So if the doubled here is a value that is greater than 9, how does that form? I guess you could do something like that, possibly. And then the doubling, you have a doubler here with a doubler here. Or actually, it doesn't even have to do that. It could just go here, and then this is whatever the... Oh, but then you have... So on a Renband, unless the doubling is the same amount... Right, one of these values has to be... Unless this RAM band is all connected. 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think it can be. We already have 3 digits, which are... We have 3 doublers already, which must have a value of 12 or more, which are 6, 7, 8, or 9 doubled. That removes 3 of them. We only have 1 more doubler that's 6 or above, and we have a doubler of a 5. The doubler of 6 and above does not work for the Renban, right? So the doubler, right, because you can't form a consecutive value of 11 in this puzzle. So these must be the digits 1 through 9, and then you have a 5 doubled. Interesting. Well, this can't be 5 doubled, because the 5 is not here. 5 could be doubled here, and in fact, 5 cannot be doubled here. If this is 5 doubled here, the problem is that this would then have to be 6, 7, 8, and 9 here. But that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. Because the doubler would be 5 here. You'd also have 7, 8, and 9 along with it. That would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this cannot be the 5 doubled. Where is the 5 doubled on the Renbands? It must be here. So this is the doubler, and it's 5. Which is next to 8 and 9. So the rest of the Renbands we have to have a 5. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because again, you can't have... This can't be 1. So this is... There's no doublers here. There's no doublers here. And in fact, actually, we can make, I guess, all of these pink. No doublers here. Because we have all the information we need for the highs and lows. Guess we'll just change it back to blue. This is an 8-9 pair, which eliminates 8 here. Oh, this is a doubler. So this is doubled. This is doubled. Oops. And one of these 3 is doubled. But it still has to be 1 through 7. We just don't know which one in value it is. This could be doubled. So this is 8-9 pair to be with 10. One of these is doubled. We don't know which. Okay. Interesting. If this is 5, this has to be 5, 6, and 7 in value, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This can't be 6 because there's a guaranteed 6 on this German whisper line. Rest of column 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, that doesn't tell us much. So we have the values 1 through 4 here and 5 through 7 here, or this is 4 through, actually this is 4 either way, in value. So it could be 2. So this is either 1 through 4 or 4 through 7. This is, I don't think this can ever be 4 here in value. And it also can't be 4 doubled because they can't have a value of 8. This is not a guaranteed 8, 9. It could be... No, this is not doubled, so this has to be 8, 9 in value. Okay. And 8, 9 as digits. Right. So again, this is either 1, 2, 3, or it's 5, 6, 7. Okay, so say this was 1, 2, 3. You could not have any of them doubled in value because you could only double 1 in value to get 2, but you need the 1 in value also there. So this would be 1, 2, or 3. This would be a guaranteed 4. That would make this 9. This would have to be 5. So this would be 9. This would be 4. Okay. So this would be 5 in that case. This would be 1, 2, or 3. This could not be 5. This would be 4. That would be 9, 2, 3. This couldn't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5. So it could be 6, 7, or 8 there, if that's the case. If this is 5, 6, 7 in value, 5 has to be here, and one of 6 or 7 is here, which means this is 6 or 7, this is 8 or 9, 8 or 9. So this would have to be 1 through 4 or 1 through 4. Those are both possible. Oh. Where's the 1 in box 7? It must be one of these two cells. So since 1 is here, this can never have a 1 in value. Therefore, this must be 4, 5, 6, 7 in value, which forces this to be 1, 2, 3. So this is 1, 2, 3 in value. That eliminates 1. That makes this a 5. That was correct. This has to be a 4, which makes this a 9. This can't be 9 here. That means this can't be 4 here. This must be 6, 7, or 8 here. 1 has to be one of these two, so this can't be 1 here. This must have a 5 in value and a 7 in value, so this cannot be 5 here. Because 5 cannot be a number doubled in value. So this must be a 5 here. This is 2 or 3. It cannot be doubled. So one of these two is doubled in value. This must be either a 2 doubled or 4 doubled. We're not sure which. So this is not doubled. It has to be 4, 5, or 7. So there's a guaranteed 5 here and a guaranteed 7 here. And 1 out of 4 or 6 is missing, and the other one is a doubled 3 or 2 or 3. What are the digits remaining in box 7? We have 1 here, and then we have 6, 7, 8 as possible. 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this can't be 7. 4 is here, so this can't be 4. This digit is the same as that digit. We have a 2, 3, 2, 3 pair in row 8, which eliminates 2 and 3 in the rest of the row. Therefore, where's the 2 and 3 in box 8? It must be here. So this is 2, 3. 5 has to be one of these 3. We're not sure which. What else do we have? Both of these are 2 and 3 are next to that digit, so this must be an 8. So this is an 8, which means this can't be 8. This value is less than 5. So this is either a 2 or 4. Guaranteed. Because it must be lower than 5. And it could be the doubler. We don't know. So this is a 4 in value, which means the rest of the red band cannot contain 4. So this can't be 2 or 4 here. Okay. What does that? This 8 means this can't be 8. It's a 6, 7 pair here. It also means 8 can't be here. So this is 1 and 1 out of 4 or 6. Well, we already knew there's 1 out of 4 or 6 here because only one of these is doubled. So that means the rest of 4 and 6 cannot be here. Also, you can't have 1. You have to... Where's the 8 in row 3? It must be here, which means this can't be 8. This becomes a 6, 7 pair, which forces this to be a 9 doubled. So this is a 6, 7 pair. 7 can be next to 6 doubled, so that's fine. 6 can be next to 7 doubled, that's fine. The 6, 7 pair eliminates 6 and 7 here, so this is 5, which means this can't be 5 here. So 7 has to be one of these two. 8 has to be here. This is 8 with 2 or 3. Because 7 has to be one of these two. 4 and 6 have to be here, one of these digits, and this is 4, 6, and 1. So the only remaining digits now are 2 and 3 here. Remaining digits in box 4 have to be 2, 3, and 4. And 4 is guaranteed to be one of these two. So this cannot be 4 here. So this is a value of 4 no matter what. We just don't know which one. This is a value of 2 or 3. We also don't know which one. Do we have any other information? Not particularly. Nine has to be one of these 3. 8 has to be one of these 3. Oh, this is 9, which means this can't be 9. This is 8, which makes that 9. That means 9 must be one of these 3 here. This is 8, so this can't be 8 here, which means this must be an 8. So 8 is also one of these 3 digits here. This is a 6, 7, 6, 7 pair, which eliminates 6, 7 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 6 or 7. The remaining digits are 1, 2, 3, 8, 9. And this can't be 2 or 3. This can't be 2 or 3 because of the 2, 3 pair in the row. The remaining digits in box 9 are 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And there doesn't seem to be a restriction. Where is the 4 in the central box? Cannot be here because one of these must be 4 in row 4, and this can't be 4 because of 4 in the column, so this is a 4 here. That means this is a parity line. So one of these is odd. Which means, doesn't that guarantee that 7 is here? Oh, 9 could be here too. Yeah, 7 or 9 is here. And the other one... Okay, we have doubled 6, 7, double 6, 7, and 9. This could be doubled 4. Could be doubled 8. Okay, so... What is... Okay, let's go mark these A and B. So this is... We're going to mark this as A and this as B. Therefore, this is B. This cannot be B here because we can't have doublers with the same digits. So this is A. That makes that B. B is here and here, so B has to be the one that's remaining here. B is here and here, so B must be one of these two. A could also be here, as long as A is there, but we don't know. Huh. So one of these is odd. It could be either 7 or 9, and it's the non-doubled one. The other one has to be doubled. It can't be the odd digit doubled, so it could be 4, 6, or 8. It can't be 6 doubled. So this can never have a 6 here. Ah, where is the 6 in? Right, because 6 can't be doubled, and you need an odd and an even. Well, the odd obviously can't be 6. The even is going to be the doubled, because this can't be doubled because 1, 2, 3, again, have to be unique values, and they can only be unique digits in that box. Because it can't be 1 doubled with 1 and 3. So 6 cannot be here because it's doubled in one of these two spots. And so the doubler is going to be one of these two, and is the even digit. So 6 cannot be here because of the 6-7 pair in the box. So where is the 6 in row 8? It must be one of these two digits, which means the B's are 7s. Why is it? Oh, because these are B's. So the B's are all 7. So this is 6. So 6 cannot be here. 7's one of those two, obviously. 7 has to be one of these two, so 7 cannot be here. 6 is one of these two, which means this can't be 6. This is 7 doubled, so that forces this to be 6. This is a value of 2, 3, or 4. It obviously cannot be 4 in value because the 4 in value has to be here. So this can't be 4, which means this is a 2, 3 pair. So this becomes 4 because that's the only place possible for 4. The rest of the digits in row 1 are 4, 5, and 9. Well, that shows this can't be 4 doubled, so this 4 normal, so this is 2 doubled. So that's 2 doubled. This is not doubled. This is not doubled. These are not doubled. You can't have a 2 here. This 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 3. This has to be a 6-7 pair. So that eliminates 6 and 7 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 6, which forces this to be 6. So the 7 here has to be the odd digit, which means this can't be 9. Where is the 9 in row 8? It must be one of these two digits, which means this can't be 9 here. Can't be 9 here. This is a 1-4 pair. The rest of column 2 has to be 1, 3, and 8. That 1, 3, 8 triplet eliminates 1, 3, and 8 in the rest of the column. So this is 2, which makes this 3. That makes this 2, which means none of these are 2. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 2. So this cannot be 2 here. This is 1, 3, or 7. Which must be next to an even, which must be next to an odd. So this is interesting. So we know this has to have a 7 in value here. So this can never be 7 in value here. So none of these could be 7. Where is the 7? This is a 1, 3, 1, 3 pair because this is all odd. Because there's no doubler here, and it's only odd digits left. There's no 2, 4, 6, or 8. So this must be 2 or 4, which makes this 1, 3, 1, 3. That 1, 3, 1, 3 pair eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the column, so this must be 2. That makes this 4. This cast cannot be 1, 2, 3, or 4, so this is 7. That 7 eliminates 7 here, so it's 6 and 7. Okay, so we have a 1, 3, 4 in value, so 4 cannot be here, but it could be doubled 4. We don't know. It could be doubled 8. We don't know. Okay. This cannot be 2. This cannot be 2. Remaining digits in row 5. We have 2, 3, 4, and 6. And remaining, this can't be 4 because of the 4 in the box. Remaining digits in row 6 are 1, 5. No, 1, 2, 5, 7. Okay. 2 can't be here because of the 2 in the column. This can't be 5 because 5 in the row. This can't be 5 because 5 in the box. So 5 has to be one of these two. Okay. We have the values 1, 3, and 4 on the parity line. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 also. So this cannot be 4 or 3 on this parity line because this is guaranteed not to be a doubler. So this is 2 and 6 in value, which is even. Therefore, this must be odd. So this is 1, 5, 7. What are the remaining digits in... We know we have a guaranteed 8 and 9 here. 9 is not doubled. 8 could be doubled. Actually, one of these is guaranteed to be doubled. What are the remaining digits? We have 1, 3, 6, and 7. 4 has to be one of these two. The 1 or 3 could be doubled here. That would be fine. The 8 could be doubled. We're guaranteed... Okay, the 7 cannot be doubled in value. So this would have to be 7 as its value if that's the case. But we know we have a guaranteed 7 as a value here, so this can never be 7. If the 1 or 3 is here, it has to be doubled in value because it can't be 1 or 3 by itself because those values are already on the parity line. So the 1 and 3 would be even values. The 6 and 8 are obviously even values. The 7 can't be here because the 7 has to be here. So where is the 7 then in box 6? It must be here, so this can't be 7. Also, we know this can't be 7 in value. This can't be 1 in value, so this must be 5. So this is a 5, which means this can't be 5 here. This, again, has to be 2 even values because it's 6, 8, or 1 and 3 doubled, and therefore 9 is by itself. So this must be 9, which means 9 cannot be here, 9 cannot be here. This is not doubled, so one of these two is doubled. And it could be 1, 3, 8 doubled. 6 cannot be doubled, but 6 could just be there by itself. This is a 5 in value. Where's 7 in box 5? Can't be here anymore. It must be somewhere in row 4, so it has to be here. So this is 7. Okay, we have green, we have circles. The orange circle must be greater than 5. This can't be 1 or 3, so this must be 8, which means this can't be 8. This could be still doubled. So it's the value, orange circle must, so this is a value of 8. Must be greater than 5. It cannot be 4 doubled. It could be 3 doubled. Obviously, it's greater than 5, so it's 6, 7. It can't be 6 or 7. This is 3 doubled. So this is 3 doubled, which means the rest of the column is not doubled. Which means where's the doubler in box 9? It has to be here. So this is the doubler, and therefore it's 7. So this can't be 7 here. Where's the 7 remaining in row 6? It must be here. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this is 1. That's 3. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. This can't be 3 because of the 3 in the column. Wait, that's wrong. This is the doubler, so this can't be 7. This is the 7 here. This 3, though, does eliminate 3 here. That's 1, 3. We're getting close to solving it because that's... So we celebrate. This can't be 9. This is 4, 8 doubled. This can't be doubled. So this is doubled here. This cannot be 1 or 3 because 1 or 3 has to be doubled to make this work. None of these are doubled. This can't be doubled, so this must be doubled here. This can't be 5 because we already have a 5 as a doubler. This can't be 6 because 6 can't be doubled. This can't be 3 because we can't have a 3 doubled. Where is the 3 in box 6? It must be one of these digits. And this can't be 3 because of 3 in the column. So this can't be 2. So this is 4, 6. That means where's the 3 in box 6? It must be here. So this can't be 3 here. This must be 1, 2, 3, or 6, but obviously can't be 2 because of the 2 in the row. This digit is 1, 4, or 8. Cannot be 4, so this becomes a 1, 8 pair. That forces this to be a 4 doubled. Since this is 4 doubled, well, where is the 4 actually in row 5? It must be here, so that's 4. But this is 4 doubled, so that's 8 in value. This cannot be 8 by itself in value, so this is 6. So this can't be 6 here. This is a 1-3 pair. That eliminates 1 here, so this is 8. So we have a 6 in value. This can't be 6, so that's 2. That means this can't be 2 here. This can't be 2 here. That's 6. This 1-3 pair eliminates 1 and 3 in the rest of the box, so this is 2. This 8 doubled means this can't be 8 doubled, so this is 1, which makes this 3, which makes that 1. Okay, so we can remove all the blues so that we can clearly see things now. This 1 eliminates 1 here. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 1, this is 4. That means, and we know none of these could be 4. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the column. This can't be 6 because of 6 in the column. This can't be 1 anymore. This becomes an 8-9 pair, which eliminates 8 and 9 in the rest of that box. So this can't be 8. This is 3, which makes this 1. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 3. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so it's 1. That's 3. This 4 eliminates 4 here. So this must be 5, 8, or 9 here. And this can't be 8 because of the 8 in the column, or 8 in the row. How many 1s do we have? We should have... No, we don't have... We have 7 1s, so that's not helpful. How many 2s do we have? We have 7 2s, so that's also not helpful. 3s. We have 9 3s, so those are all done. 4s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 4s. No, 8 4s. No, 7 4s. Okay, so 4 could be... Okay, where is the 4 in box 3? Can't be here, can't be here, can't be here, because the 4 is in the rows and columns. So this must be 4 here. That gives us 8 4s. We know the last 4 has to be... It has to be here. Ah, and these are greater values than 5. So this must be 6, 7, 8, 9. And 6, 7, 8, 9. But this can't be 8 because of the 8 in the column. This can't be 6 because of the 6 in the column. 7 has to be one of these two. That doesn't tell us very much. Oh, 8 cannot be either of these because we already have an 8 in value. We have a 6 in value too, because that's 3 doubled. So those cannot be 6, 7, or 8. 6, 7, or 9, shall we say. So this is a 7, 9, 7, 9 pair, which eliminates 7 and 9 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 7 or 9. This is 5. This can't be 5 or 9, so it's 8, which makes this 6. This 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 9 and 8. 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 5. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's 9. The remaining digits in... So we have 4s. So we're done with 4s. We're done with 3s. We are not done with 1s. We are not done with 2s. 5s. We have 8 5s. We know where the last 5 has to be. It has to be here. 6s. We have 7 6s. 6 cannot be here in box 3 or here because of the 6 in the rows and columns. So this must be a 6 here. That means this can't be 6. This is 8, which makes this 9, which makes that 6. 7s, we're still kind of stuck. 8s, we have 8 8s. We know where the last 8 has to be. It has to be here. And then we have 9. Okay, this 9 eliminates 9 here, so it's 7 and 9. So we have 8 9s. We know where the last 9 has to be. 1s, we still don't know. This is 2. That's the last 2. 7 means this can't be 7. That's 1, which makes that 7. 1 eliminates 2. That makes that 2, which makes this a 1. So that's the solution. Congratulations. You are now befuddled. Pretty nice use of the dynamic fog of war. There was definitely logic that you could flowed throughout. Uniqueness was very good. Doubling was very good. So you were not very restricted, but you were restricted in where things could be, essentially. right? 5 could not had to be next to either two doublers or here. But the problem was this was next to 3 digits, so that could not be possibly 5. So the only places where on this German whispered line where the 5 could be was only here because of that. And then everything flowed from that, right? Because these were unique. These had to be next to a doubler. Yeah. Flowed very well throughout. Never felt stuck. But it wasn't trivial to go through these possibilities. I particularly actually like this part where the 1 had to be here, right? Because 1 was here. 1 couldn't be either of these. 1 couldn't be... How did I actually show that this couldn't be 1? I forget. Huh. That's interesting. I forgot how that I actually showed that this couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember. I think my logic was sound. I hope it was. Everything else flowed well, but I'm trying to remember how I actually showed that that had to be a 1. Everything else logic-wise made sense. It was pretty clear. But I don't remember this one. Why did I know that that was a 1 there? So I need to go back to before I actually narrow that down to 1, 2, and 3 on the lower right. How did I know that was 1? How did I know that was 1? I just magically had it? How did I know that was 1? Was that wrong, actually? Huh. How did I know that was 1? What was my logic there? I think it was... Yeah, okay. I think well, I hope this was my logic. But the logic here is that... I don't know if it was, actually. I don't think that was my logic. But it still makes sense. But the logic here is that, say this was 1, 2, 3, 4. One of these is doubled. How are you going to form a set of 4 from 1, 2, 3, 4? With any digit being doubled. You can't. Right? And we know either this is 1, 2, 3, 4, but one of these is doubled. Yeah, I don't think I used this logic. I think I just got lucky a little bit there, actually. But the logic is that basically, yeah, if you tried to have 1, 2, 3, 4 here, one of these is guaranteed to be doubled. So you would guarantee that 1 or 2 has to be doubled to get a value of 2 or 4. But then the problem is you don't have a 1, 2, 3, 4 Renban in values. You would have something like 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, which is obviously doesn't form a Renban. It's not consecutive set. Or you'd have 1, 2, 6, 4, which is obviously doesn't work as a Renban. So that's the reason why this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4, 5, 6, 7. And then where's the 1 in column 3? Then it must be 1. And then everything follows from that. So that logic, I think I messed up that logic there. But the logic was there. It's just I messed it up. So the reasoning, again, this can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, is you have to have a double here. So since you have to have a doubler here, it's going to be at least one doubled. So you can never have the values 1, 2, 3, 4. So this must be 4, 5, 6, 7, and this must be 1, 2, 3. And then everything flows from there. Yeah, I think I had bad logic there. Apologies for that. Everything else flows basically from that, so that's fine. And we know that's that. Yeah, everything else flows fine. But I messed up that logic. Apologies for that. That was not good. Everything else, the logic was pretty sound. It wasn't that hard. Even that logic wasn't that hard. It's just that it was not intuitive. Everything else flows accordingly, so that's fine. Right, the values of 3 and 4 cannot be on the parity line because we already have 3 and 4. Yeah, there's a lot of uniqueness constraints, unique values constraints on these rule sets. So that flowed everything from there, so then everything worked pretty well. And then this was just normal Sudoku here with the little sprinkling thrown in of the uniqueness on rules. Yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve. Hopefully you didn't get caught in that bad logic here. But that's, I mean, you still would have run into you still would have been correct eventually, but the logic wasn't there to make that assumption of this having to be a 1 sound. It was that this couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 4 in value with a doubler. That was essentially it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.